Welcome back. Today I'm looking at a great little program called Global AutoCorrect. It sits in your taskbar bottom right, which I'll show you in a minute, and it will autocorrect your spellings for you automatically. It has intelligent words already in there, over 6,000 and more, and you can even add to that. You can even use certain vocabularies for your spelling, which I'll show you as well. Now, Global AutoCorrect does what it says, global, works everywhere. So it could be a Word document, it could be on the internet, it could be using Firefox, Google, Internet Explorer, Notepad, WordPad, doesn't matter. It will correct your words for you, and this will help you flow so you don't have to worry about spelling. So let's have a quick look at it now. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open it up. If you come down to the taskbar, do a little left click, and there's your icon where it sits. Now if you don't want it running, you can right click it and select pause, or use your shortcut key, Control plus Shift plus P. Also there you can see another good option is add and remove an autocorrect. So we can add a word and remove a one using the Alt and plus V shortcut. But I'm going to leave that on a sec. I'm going to try it out. So I'm going to use an application. So I'm going to go Windows Q, and I'm just going to type in Notepad will do for now. So I'm going to choose Notepad, left click it, and I'm going to try it out in this application. So I'm going to do a few spelling errors as go along. Hello, how are you today? Hope all is well. Now let's have a look what we've got there. So it's changed a few there, as we saw hello for example, and also today, but some it hasn't. For example here I wanted are. So I'll highlight that word and choose Alt plus V. I can add that to Global AutoCorrect. So now it's telling me that's the incorrect spelling I've got there, and what's the correction I want. That's the correction I want. If you click drop down menu, if it's a different word you're looking for, you can click here in the drop down menu and even select more. But I'm going to leave it on that, because that's the correction I want every time I type that in correctly. If I click play,
Ah,
and then it will read back for me as well. And you see, if it's a word that sounds like other words phonetically, it will give you a warning. So it sounds like similar other words could cause inaccurate corrections. It will not be auto-corrected, but in this case, I still want it auto-corrected. So I'll bring this up. So I need to go down, as they say phonetically, and choose the correct word I want. And you can see on the left here, it's got the definition on the right, and I know that's definitely the word I want. So every time I spell R wrong now, let's try this out. It will spell it correctly for me. So you have to do that a few times as you're starting, just to teach certain words. But I'm going to do the same with the word should have been hope. So if I double tap that word, remember shortcut key, Alt V. This might vary your shortcuts depending on how it's set up, and I'll show you how to change that in a minute. And again, I'm happy with that because that's the correct spelling I want. I can click play and listen.
hope.
If you get stuck, you've got a little question mark on the right, you can pick that up and see the definition of the word as well. So I'm happy with that and click OK. So from now on, whenever I type those words in, it will auto-correct for me. So I'm going to come back down and I'm going to select AutoCorrect by right clicking it. And I'm going to open it up by left clicking Open Global AutoCorrect. And these are my corrections so far. At the top are the most errors you've made in spellings, and you can see accuracy I've spelt wrong there. And it's changed it for me intelligently for, so it's worked out that is the word I should have put in there. As it goes down, you can see my spellings change as they go down in numbers. So if I go straight to the bottom, these are ones I spelt wrong just the once. Really useful option this is. Also, if there's a word you keep spelling wrong, you can use this option here, which is called alert. Let me untick it for you. What it does is, I'm going to show you in a second, when you type it in, it will bring up an alert. I'll show you how to change that in a minute. You can have it beep, you can come up in text. But let me show you exactly how that works. So say I go to what's, and I spell that wrong, and that's the correct way of spelling it. So I'm going to put an alert on that. So if I now close that window, I'm now going to type that word in incorrectly. And you see it pops up straight away. It says what's. So it will come up visually and it'll help you to remember and spell that word. Go back and right click on Global AutoCorrect and bring it back open again. So that's really useful, so you can really enforce your learning on certain words if you're spelling them wrong. And you can add as many alerts to words as you like, as so. While we're looking at that, select Options just on the right here, left click. And I want you to choose this option here. When the alert comes up when you're typing it in, you can have it beep when these words are typed, so it just beep to let you know Also I've got up here display the correct spelling, which it come up as you saw with Watts. Also I can change the text colour, background colour and duration I want it to come up. Maybe you want it to come up for 7 seconds just to make sure you remember that. So bear that in mind. Also while we're in these settings, you can have global auto start when Windows starts by checking that button. Count only mode will only count the spellings you're making but won't correct them as you're typing. So you just might want to know how many spellings you're making and check them afterwards, then auto correcting as you're going along, so you can tick that to enable that. And again you can choose your text size. At the bottom here, printing, I'll show you how to print out in a minute, but you can print out your spelling errors so you can pin them up on your wall or check them and see where you're going wrong with certain words you're spelling. Now you can print automatically and remind you every 14 days, or you can change that. Include the incorrect spellings as well as the correct spellings, and reset count for all words after printing. So when you print it out, all your words will be reset. Let me click OK to show you. So all the count here will then be reset to 0. So what I've got to do is press the print button and choose how many words I want to print. I might actually decide I want the top 20 words. Click preview to have a look first, and then you can see as I scroll down how it will look. And then you can print them out, stick them on your wall to help you with your spelling options. Lovely little option that is. I've shown you how to add new words where we can highlight and use Alt+V, but you can always open AutoCorrect to select new, and you can add new words in there as well. For example, say you've got a name like Stephen and you spell it incorrectly, and you might have Stephen, and then it gives you the correct, so you can add it in this way. Click play.
Stephen.
So every time you type Stephen this way, it will correct it for you automatically in any application with that option. And you can see it's right at the top there where I've just added it. Also, if you've got one, I'm going to leave that highlighted. You could select edit. You can edit that again. You might actually decide, actually, I want to add my own word in there. Maybe it's a foreign way of spelling Stephen, as so. Then click OK. And if it's a word that's not in a dictionary, you can just say use this word. So you can add your own words as well that way. If you don't want the word, you can see I've highlighted there Stephen. I've got custom word. I've added it. You could select the delete button and delete that out. We have your count option here, so you can reset your count, or you can set in the settings options. I'll show you so it resets after you print, or you can select stop counting. And again, we've got your alert button. So I'm going to click show all to show all my spellings again, and select options. So there's a general option page there, hotkeys, and we've got next options here. You've got add an autocorrect. I'll show you that with Alt+V, but I'll let you choose which shortcuts you want here. Just click the drop down menu and change them, but bear in mind it might interfere with other shortcuts. Open global autocorrect, view print autocorrect list, so that will bring out your window where you can view, print or edit. I'll show you that as well in a minute, which is Control-Shift+G. Pause, resume, Control-Shift+P. For example, you might be in a certain application, you just want to temporarily pause it and don't want autocorrect depending on what you're doing. For example, you might be putting code in or something similar, or even typing in a different language, so that could be useful just to pause it temporarily. And this is a really useful option, exclude program. Some programs, for example, I was playing a game a while ago and it was interfering with the game global autocorrect running. Once I actually excluded the program from there, then the game ran fine. But I haven't found it to interfere with any other program. But I'll show you that as well. So it's Control-Alt-Shift+E. So let's try that out. So I'm going to close that window. So let's try it out in my notepad. So if I type in Watts, it automatically corrects it for me, as we saw, and I've added a little alert there as well. Now I'm going to exclude Notepad from it using the shortcut keys, which was Shift, Control, Alt and D, and this will pop up. Do you want to autocorrect in this program? And I'm going to say stop. What happens now when I type Watts? It doesn't correct it for me. So you can turn it off for certain applications or programs if needed, so you've got full control over where it actually does the auto correction. Go back to your taskbar, do a right click, and I'm going to open it up again and go back to options. So there's your hotkeys there, and there's your shortcuts which you can change. Now if I go to advanced, You can back up or restore any autocorrect list you had before, or just back up the one you currently got. Definitely leave download software updates for the program, and also download list updates there as well. Leave them all default, I would. You can share my list and usage data with the company, which is good because then it enables them to improve the program, and auto update every 1 day. Now exclusions, that's when I use the shortcut key, remember? Alt, Shift, Control and D. So if I click exclusions, I've now got Notepad in there as well. I've also added Claro Read at an earlier period. So you might go, actually, I want to use Notepad again, click remove, and then it will carry on doing the spellings again in Notepad. Click OK. Then I'll go to your dictionaries, really handy option here. Say you're doing a medical degree. So if I click medical and click search, it will then give me a list. What that will do, medical technology, tick that, and then that will give me spellings for medical technology. And you can see the second option there, stop being red underlined in Microsoft Office 2000 onwards. So then spelling errors won't come up with spelling errors in Office as well. So that's a fabulous little option as well, and click OK. So as you can see, it's going to start using it when it makes corrections. Click OK. And if you want to change it, you can actually go into Microsoft Office and change it there. Or you can click Show Me How and it will show you exactly how to do that. It will show the editing and the autocorrect settings in Word and Outlook if you wish to change that. So as you can see, it works fine in Notepad, it will work fine in any application. Why don't I open up Internet Explorer? I'm going to type the spelling again, Watts, and you can see it's come up in there as well. So this is great for you spelling everywhere, if you're using emails. And remember, if you don't want it to alert you, taskbar, right click on autocorrect, open autocorrect, highlight the one, and you can see on the left that indicates that it's on alert, click alert. Or you might want alert, go to options, but you actually might decide you don't want to beep. Or you want to change or you just might not want the actual text, just to beep. Hope that was a help. Thanks for watching.